This program is brought to you by Hungry Jack's and Bunnings Trade.
Here we go. The Breakers taking on the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix for the second time this year. Now, the Phoenix far too strong the first time, winning by around 20 points. I think we're going to go down a similar path in this game. But their head-to-head price, a little bit too short when they're coming up against a team that absolutely hates playing at John Cain Arena. They've lost their last 7 at John Cain. So I'm going to back the Phoenix here. Not too interested in the head-to-head, though. I like to play the line in this one just to give it a little bit more juice. That is far too low. I reckon this one blows out to around that 20-point margin. Again, the Phoenix just too good offensively at the start of the season. I'm also going to go, I'm talking high scoring here, but I think that's on the Phoenix side. The Breakers, just not enough juice to be able to cover that total points line. Enjoy the game, and most importantly, gamble responsibly.
I'm never off my grind. I'm always on time. I'm ahead of the game. I'm first place. I'm in my prime. Hard work that pays off. I pay dues. I'm paid off. Cross me, get crossed off. I'm so fresh. I'm so raw. Go hard like A-Day. It's game time like game day. I ball hard and clutch play. It's game time like game day.
And here comes Zhou Qi from China.
Absolute superstar of Chinese hoops.
Takes it and jams it on cue.
Oh my goodness, young fella, you too little and you want to guard it?
You know you can't. Zhou Qi says no, this is my house now.
He's got really good hands and really good feet as well. Good awareness. He knows where the help defender is.
And it's been likened to the Andrew Gaze of China. That's how big a name he is in China. He's not your average Zhou Qi. He has been called the Andrew Gaze of China. We've got the Andrew Gaze of Australia with us for this one. 7-time NBL MVP alongside 1-time NBL MVP Corey Homicide Williams for the big one at John Cain Arena between Southeast Melbourne Phoenix and the New Zealand Breakers. Great to have your company. Great to have your company, guys. Welcome.
Glad to be here. Happy Friday, fella.
Hey, and you know what? We saw it last week with Xavier Mumford. If you're going to come with some Larry wheels, you better bring your A game. Dwayne, you put yourself under pressure. You're talking a big game. You're making a statement. Come strong, my friend.
Next level, the Sanchu game. I'm committed to beating Corey at the Sanchu game for the whole season. Corey, great to have you with us. You're looking forward to seeing the Breakers. You think they'll be better tonight, don't you?
Peyton Siva is going to show up big. Coach is there. Yanni Wetzel makes his debut. I'm looking forward to New Zealand getting a win tonight.
Well, they've got their coach back. We've got Jenny Screen back as well. 2-time Olympian. A short time ago, she caught up with Dan Shamir.
Well, it wasn't the start that New Zealand were looking for in round 1, but a positive out of this is they get their head coach, Dan Shamir, back. First and foremost, and most importantly, how are you feeling after recovering from COVID?
Right now, I'm feeling great. It's getting better every day. It's been tough for 10 days, but since then, it's just getting better.
Talking about tough, it must have been hard watching your men play from the sidelines in round 1. What adjustments need to be made tonight against the Phoenix?
Well, that was a very bad game, and it was a tough week for everybody, just everybody. Those that were sick and those that were in isolation, and it was really hard to judge. Obviously, we need to play better, tougher, harder. Hopefully, it will be a different story today.
Talking about people in, Yanni Wetzel is in. Unfortunately, we're hearing rumours Jeremiah Martin is out. Can you confirm that?
Yeah, Jeremiah he rolled his ankle a few days ago and won't play. Yanni is so important. We know that. Could see that in the last game. And once again, hopefully it will help us make it a different story today.
No doubt you'll be better than what you were in round 1 with you at the front, leading the men. Good luck tonight.
Thank you very much.
It's always difficult without your head coach. He's battling COVID, but he's here now, and it's great for them. But that man on screen right there, playing against his former team, he will have a big one. And I know he was pissed off watching his team getting there behind whip last week. He's coming with it.
Lucky we're not live. The DoorDash starting 5s. DoorDash is your delivery MVP. Head to the DoorDash app now and get 0 delivery on orders over $20 if you use the code DELI.
It is, and this team here, Xavier Mumford, he was spectacular, 27-7 in opening night, and I like the look of him, Dwayno.
The X Factor, he was a start last week. Hopefully he's a start tonight. Short time ago, he also caught up with Jenny Screen.
Xavier, thanks for joining us. How are you settling into the Phoenix life, and what do you think of the league so far?
I'm settling well. These guys made it easy for me to settle in. They've been great since day one, showing me a lot of love, and we just doing well and progressing well as a team.
And then talking about round one, your game was absolutely next level. 27 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals, might I add. Beginner's luck, or is this the standard you set yourself for every game this season?
I always set myself at a high standard. You know, just coming out here, playing hard, doing well, showing with the fans what I can do. But my team is great. We have a deep roster, a lot of depth on this team, and I have a lot of good intentions for us this year.
Talking about fans, they are shoe fans. I'm a shoe fan. Anyone that plays basketball is shoe fans. You donned the gold last week. Are we going to see them tonight, or is that just an every often thing that you do?
Just a once in a while thing. It's a high volume sneaker, so I just can't really wear it too much. But tonight I have the Grinches on. I'm in the holiday spirit, and hopefully we get a win tonight.
All the best for tonight, mate.
Thank you.
Thank you.
He's wearing the Kobe Grinches tonight. Xavier Munford. This has got to be huge tonight. We've got one of the best imports to hit this country for a long while, Xavier Munford, who turned it on game one. We've got Zhou Qi, the biggest Chinese star to come to Australia and play in the history of the NBL. And we've got Dan Shamir back coaching the Breakers, hopefully to get a better performance out of his team than last week when they lost to Southeast Melbourne Phoenix in game one of their NBL22 season. So let's get it on here. Opening stages. There is Zhou Qi. Nearly couldn't quite find the handle, and they've turned it over.
Well, I'm going to say this right now. As Xavier Munford, we're going to see today if his game is that elite, or is it because he switched those shoes that his game is going to change? Because I know this, Gage. If I don't give you 27, 7, 5, and 3, I ain't changing them shoes.
No, sir. No, sir. Well, I tell you, it's also surprising that Zhou Qi is starting.
Oh, big jam, big statement. Finn Delaney time.
Let me tell you something. Pardon me, Gage.
No,
I'm
speak
going
on
to
it.
say, Gage. After coming out the first half last game with a donut, you better believe he's coming out with a mission. Because real talk, Mitch Creek locked him up.
Well, that's true, but he did get going in the second half, and here you see that's a great start. Zhou Qi, the lateral movement, Zhou Qi just not quite quick enough sliding his feet. And always tough for a coach. I know Zhou Qi's going to be the future in the way they go about it, but when you have such a big win to change your starting lineup, Dane Pino coming off the bench.
Straight back at you, Mitch Creek.
And Mitch Creek is another one that just did what was required last week, and very deep roster. They're going to have to share it around, and from time to time, you're going to have to sacrifice your game.
This is Peyton Seaver with the ball in hand. New Zealand Breakers import, been asked to do a little more. Tried to be the facilitator there, it didn't quite work. Fed back, and Singh in the lineup at the moment for New Zealand Breakers, and landing one early, Tristan Forsyth as well in the lineup for Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. So a couple of late changes for both lineups. Jeremiah Martin not able to take his place for the Breakers due to an ankle sprain at training, if you're unaware. From the corner, Finn Delaney again lets it fly.
Huge one for Ryan Brokoff too. Now we know he's a superstar as Mumford picks up the foul trying to get in the lanes, but he was 0 of 4 in the first outing, 3 of 7 in total, but coming down, good transition basket. No problem with scoring with the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. We've seen it over the last couple of seasons, even though their personnel changes, they can put points on the board. But it's this end of the floor, it looks like there's just been a lifting of intensity in the first game, and what we've seen here so far at the start of this one.
Yeah, some big change-ups for both teams. So with Dow White, and now that rims out. They get the ball back again, straight to the hole, and Zhou Qi rejects it on cue again.
And that is just elite rim protection.
Broke
Great
off.
defense.
Tried high off the glass.
Zhou Qi, just don't go to the basket. He reminds me a lot of what Andrew Bogut provided for the Sydney Kings a couple of years ago. Beautiful hesitation by Seaver. And this is a man that has to come up big. 3 for 11 in his first game, 1 for 3 from the Atlanta Plenty. 11 points, 3 assists. He has to be better.
Popped in from the top, Xavier Munford.
He's also got to be better at this end of the floor. We saw Mumford just blow by Seaver that time straight down the middle. Most defenses these days, they try to keep you pinned on the sideline and take away the middle penetration, and that was just too easy for Mumford.
Almost a turnover. Hugo Besson. Step back three, fouled on it. And we'll go to the line for three.
And Mitch Creek is a way better defender than that. Shot clock going down. You just can't give a player with the shot clock going down a foul. Now he goes to the free throw line for three. Besson, the youngest import from France to play with the New Zealand Breakers, 20 years of age.
It is, and he may not be officially a next star, but he is a next up because he has that potential to take it to the next level. Comes from good stock, and last week 2 of 7 from the field. And Seaver's gone to the bench, so that would be
and to the rooms.
Oh man.
And to the locker room.
Gee whiz. That is a very early setback.
So Jeremiah Martin not able to suit up for New Zealand. Devon Thomas not able to suit up for Southeast Melbourne Phoenix either, by the way. Happened to travel to Australia on the same flight as someone with the Omicron strain. So he's another one that's going to be out in this one, but will be hopefully able to suit up in a few days' time.
And so far, Mumford is 2 for 2, so niggas look all right so far. Great take and finish, Yanni Wetzel. We've seen him do this all last season, average 12 and 6 for the opposition. He leaves them after 1 year and signs a huge deal with the Breakers.
Well, it's all about going home and playing in a familiar territory. Would have grown up following the Breakers and wanting to be a part of it, so you can understand it. But it's a huge loss. I think he's also got the potential to be a stretch guy too. You look at his technique, and I think he has the capacity to really continue to work on his game.
Mumford hands it up. Chi
Good.
Puts the lid on it.
That's just great playmaking. Well, this is screen dive, held up the defender because we know he can shoot, Mumford. So he froze the defense by keeping his dribble alive, and the diver, easy pass, easy finish.
Love fake into the paint. Scramble, they get it back. Wetzel working hard. Wasn't their game one, as Corey told you.
Offensive foul. He's a bit out of control, that one.
Here's the dunk. Great vision. And I'm seeing Xavier Mumford, and now you can't make the direct comparison, but there's a lot of Darnell Mead. If you remember the superstar, played with a number of different teams. In a bigger guard that can shoot it, get to the rim, and can catch you on a dunk. And here's the Seaver injury. Just a little 2-on-2 game. The push off there, that does not look good. This looks like a hamstring type situation, the way he pushed off. So hopefully it's nothing too serious.
Mitch Creek from outside drops the second next to his name for the game so far.
And a few years ago, that was his Achilles heel.
It was.
And he confidently lets that's his first 2 attempts. 2 for 2 from the 3.
And they're all firing up from the 3, which is great news. Hugo Besson giving some good minutes early, the 20-year-old. The Alpha takes some time, gives some thought, and a little tie-up between Chi and Besson.
And that's Chi's second foul. No argument there.
And he'll have a sit down as well.
Well, he's picked up the 2 fouls, so they're not going to risk him for the rest of this quarter. And it's just a matter of, it's tough when you're trying to roll. Sometimes it's hard to get out of the way, and you're going to run into the guy that's switching.
More of a confident start from New Zealand, at least in the early stage of this one. Through the contact, Mitch Creek.
It won't show up on the stat sheet, but what Dane Pinot there, they were in a drops action. And he's able to guard the penetration and still keep his hands in the lane to get that little deflection. And down the other end of the floor, Mitch Creek, nothing too subtle about Delaney's foul on Creek. And you talk about Creek in his three-point shooting. I think it was when he went and spent that time with the Brooklyn Nets over in the United States that the penny dropped, not so much with his technique. There hasn't been a radical change in his technique, but it's more the mindset and the confidence that he was able to generate going over there. Perhaps the extra distance to that three-point line comes back and feels it's a little closer. And it's just been able to nail them really consistently or relatively consistently over the last couple of seasons.
Back this way in, Finn Delaney couldn't get it to drop. It's up there somewhere. Mitch Creek brings it down. Munford takes it in, back out from way outside. That's that NBA range you were talking about, Gazy. You read his mind.
Well, he's got that in the repertoire. 3 of 3 from the field, 3 of 3 from the three-point line. And right now he's seeing that rim like a hula hoop and is ready to let it fly from anywhere.
20 plays 13. These two teams met in round 1. Southeast Melbourne Phoenix winning that one, but Dan Shamir wasn't coaching New Zealand in that one. He's coaching here.
Turnovers, we get in there, watch the late dishes, but the kickouts are open, okay? All the kickouts. Let's go. First of all, watch the press break, watch the pass ahead, hard now when they are on those. And you're up top in the press break now. Yeah, stay in the middle, and you guys are ahead, look for Finn. Over here, let's go 5 motion. Okay, get him. Let's do it with screens. So you set the screen, and you set another screen, and you look here. And Raz, you're coming here to the top. Be patient. Get him low. Wait for the shot. Wait for the shot. Come off the screen form. Let's go.
We're talking a lot about the offense and setting up a play, but it's at the defensive end. 7 of 8 from the field, 5 of 5 from the three-point line already for the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. And yeah, you still got to knock them down, but when you've got a team like this, it's about applying that pressure, making them go off the bounce, trying to push them out of it. And it's hard because they're running some good action. The ball moving, the ball's getting through some hands, and this has been an impressive game and a bit we've seen from the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix.
Any contact that might be exaggerated.
That's
now.
Mitch.
That's the way it's supposed to be.
Complaining about Mitch Creek because he got a flop warning, right? And Simon Mitchell doesn't agree.
Coaches really do agree. What the refs called this season. Barks on the floor, hands to Besson. And it's back to a Phoenix ball. Creek with the inbound. New Zealand did beat Southeast Melbourne Phoenix pre-season with that Finn Delaney double pump bank shot, 3-pointer on the buzzer. They were demolished last week. The Breakers are very impressive Southeast Melbourne Phoenix, mainly because of this guy, the X Factor. Xavier Munford fouled on that 3-point attempt as we head back down to Jenny's screen.
X Factor, for everyone watching at home tonight, you've got to take a look at Finn Delaney and Mitch Creek. I don't know if you can notice it on TV, but the physicality and the want to beat each other individually is on show right now in this first quarter. In regards to Creaky, I love that Mumford just takes the pressure off him. And you can see that, you know, obviously in this first quarter, 9 points already, 3 from deep, just allows him that, you know, nice relaxed approach to the game rather than feeling like he has to do it all himself. So Mumford's a great ad for Southeast Melbourne.
Fantastic to have a 2-time Olympian downstairs for us, Jenny Screen.
And that's the importance of having really good teammates that can create for themselves as well as others. This league is far too good to just be a one-man show.
It's interesting when you look at Mumford's history, particularly at college, Corey, because
he went to 3 different schools, Jay.
University of Florida, Iowa, and Rhode Island. All 3 very good schools. So he's
that was a man in demand.
And played with FC Barcelona back in 2017, who is, of course, the team Dante Exum's just joined.
Wetzel, beautiful hook with the left.
It's great to have him on the court. More important, it's great to have Dan Shamir back on the sidelines. And at one point, he didn't think he was going to make it in terms of COVID.
Make it.
Yeah.
Or make it to the game.
No, make it.
Oh,
He was weak.
he
He
was.
was down bad.
Munford makes most of the attempts.
He was down bad.
Didn't realise that.
Knocked him around. So just great to see him here.
Delaney trying to lead from the front. Adnam to take it back down the floor. Mitch Creek steps inside, hands it up, under the bucket, nicely delivered. And we talked a bit about Dave Pinot being back last week. It is good to see him fit and firing.
Well, they've got some problems. Yeah, exactly. And a lot of time off last season. Only played in 1 or 2 games. And even in the off-season, he had to deal with some knee issues. But great to see him back in the right place at the right time. Again, on that penetration.
Wetzel in the spin cycle draws the foul. Will go to the line for the extra. Nicely done.
Great finish. Great left-hand finish. And the reason why he's going to have his way out here on this court is because the rim protector can't guard him. And the real rim protector has 2 fouls on the bench.
Who's the first rim protector?
Joe Chi. He's the first. But Dave Pinot, at least, he can play good defense.
He can play elite defense.
Yeah.
That wasn't an example of it. He gave him some choices and he was able to spin on him. And you're trying to just keep him going one way. Slide your feet. And Dane's one of the best at it. And even with the little guys dealing with those on balls, that's one of Dane Pinot's assets. He's a tremendous rebounder on the defensive end. You can switch with Dane or put him in those drops and he can keep people in front.
The other hunted down by Wetzel. Adnam ran into a roadblock, had to give it up. From outside the arc, rims out from the hand of Cam Glidden. And they combined to mess it up, the Breakers. Phoenix ball again.
That was a real good defensive possession. They challenged the 3-point shot, and just at the end, they just was not able to close out that defensive possession and get the rebound. This team is a potent offensive team. You cannot continue giving them second and third chance opportunities to score. Things like that happen. Good pass. Left-hand finish by Pinot. Last game, he had 7 rebounds and 5 offensive. No, you got to box him out.
Most of those came in the first half as well.
William McDowell-White, son of Darryl, the 3-time AFL Premiership star, hands it up. Yanni Wetzel steps it in on Pinot and hooks it in off the glass.
Listen, he knows. He's been practicing against his former teammate. Sometimes it's a good thing to play against your former team. Sometimes it's a bad thing. But in Yanni's,
Adnam from a mile out.
Nice hit. But for Yanni, it's a good look.
6 of 7 now from the 3-point line. What a start from beyond the arc for the Phoenix.
Osman Dieng with a floater on the run. Pulled down by Pinot. Another rebound. 7 rebounds almost a half-time last week. Little off-balance fade away from one leg from Liafa didn't work. So inside the last minute to quarter time. Dieng, the 18-year-old, hands it up and foul drawn. Can't finish though. Finn Delaney will go to the line for a couple.
Nice strong baseline take. Gave the defender a couple of fakes.
Well, it's really on the defensive end where the Breakers are hurting. They'd look up and have some level of confidence in that last week, and they only had 23 points in the entire first half. They're already up to 20 with a chance for a couple more. So they have made some inroads on the offensive end, but it's not just a fact of white-hot shooting. And yes, we've seen a couple of possessions where they have defended well, but the pace at which Phoenix are playing is right into their hands, and the way in which they can penetrate either for the extra pass or finishing in the paint, they've looked really good, and the Breakers just need to do a better job of taking something away. They haven't taken the 3-ball away, and they haven't been really great at stopping the penetration.
Yeah, you give up 31 points.
It's too many.
In the first quarter.
All right, here you go.
Let's see. Martin out with a sprained ankle.
He's training of all places as well.
Peyton Siva in the locker room.
Adnam milks the clock down. Breakers should get it back. Adnam steps in, high off the glass, delivers.
Beautiful take. Nice float off the glass and another turnover.
Wow. See if Adnam can make either look away, if you don't mind, the toe of Smith-Milner and rub some salt into the wound. Brings the crowd to their feet. And South East Melbourne Phoenix have 35 on the board to quarter time.
There's the turnover. And have a look at this. This is what we're talking about. There's a flop by Buck. Now, that's one that Simon Mitchell was talking about. And with the two hands, just like his mama taught him.
35-22, quarter time, big crowd in. John Cain Arena. Great to have your company. Some Friday night NBL coming your way. Good news is the Breakers scored 22 in the opening quarter. The bad news for the Breakers, South East Melbourne Phoenix on the way to 140 at this rate, 35 to quarter time. Great to have you company wherever you might be watching some prime time NBL. You can join in as well as part of our Kmart Fan Cam. Tonight's winner of the $50 Kmart gift card is Chevelle. And great to have Chevelle Atira, who loved the Wellington Saints, taking on the Canberra Rams as the big one she went to as a kid and became a big basketball fan after that. If you want to be part of it, you can join the Kmart Fan Cam as well and grab yourself a $50 Kmart gift card. Jenny Screen downstairs.
Guys, it just keeps going from bad to worse for New Zealand. Peyton Seaver has just returned from the rooms. He'll be taking no more part in this game tonight. So sorry, Homicide, your man ain't getting 30 plus tonight. He'll be sitting and cheering for his men from the bench.
Damn, I thought he was going to come out and have a big one.
And it's compounded by, there you see,
no Abercrombie
and no Jeremiah Martin. So it's a real tough assignment for the New Zealand Breakers, and they've allowed the South East Melbourne Phoenix 35 points in the first quarter. They shot at 13 of 16, 81%, which is phenomenal. 6 of 7 from the three-point line. And they've tied, Dwayno, their highest ever in their very short history as an organisation. Highest ever first quarter points production with 35. So it's a long way back here, but you look at the scoreboard, it's still only 11 points. Highly manageable.
And plenty of game time. Supporting cast have to do the job now. Jeremiah Martin, Peyton Seaver, Tom Abercrombie was never playing. And the step back 3 attempt rims out from Isaiah Liafa. So they get a stop at least. Young guns, Hugo Besson, 20 years of age, is going to have to play a role. Ousmane Dieng, 18 years of age, is going to have to play a role now as Besson takes it to the hole. And the putback doesn't quite work though. Galloway on the floor now for New Zealand. Finally, something to celebrate for the Breakers.
Delaney splashes the 3. Galloway's just got to put that back in. He came down with it. He was right up there around the rim. Just tip that thing in. Don't give the defense a chance when you bring that ball down.
Adnam Ness, the man who got a flop wording earlier, did he? Rasmus Bach, who hits the deck here again, the Great Dane.
I don't think he did get the flop wording.
He didn't, okay.
And they're going to count the and 1.
Nice.
Oh, look, there's the foul. Oh, yeah, he's picked it up, he's gathered.
And 1. That's legit. Showing the strength, Adnam. Adnam in the weight room, Gabe.
Well, if Mitch Creek got called for a flop, that certainly had a mild stench of a flop about it, didn't it? No?
Nah, I think that he got pushed. He got that. Adnam gave him that body.
Did you pick that up in the effects, Mike? Try and hope everyone got that at home. Corey punching his own fist. One's taking it. Beautiful to watch. We've been waiting for it. William McDowell White for the break.
Show that replay. Time out. We have got ourselves a game.
We've got a highlight, that's for sure.
Bang.
Oh,
that's what I'm talking about. No Seaver, no Martin. Abercrombie out. Step your game up.
Oh,
Will McDowell White Jr. has stepped up.
That's
beautiful.
Smith Milner just got
goodness,
unfortunate Instagram moment for him, because that is special penetration, and that can inspire a team.
So as he comes up, Cricky, you fucking guards, set. You got to close your stance right now. Beat our asses off the dribble each and every time. That's fucking bullshit. Square that one off, fuck.
Well, I think we probably need
2 and out. I reckon it's probably the
that's
rough rule.
about it.
Yep.
But Will McDowell White just he was 0-5 in the game last week. He had a downer, but that's the sort of action that can get you going. It gets the adrenaline of him, your teammates, and you can see the anger that it's brought about in Simon Mitchell. And a lot of that is, I think he understands if they're going to make the next step, if they're going to get to that grand final and win a game like they lost last season in that game 3, it's going to happen on the defensive end. A lot to like about their offense, and that emotional outburst was not just about this game, it's about setting the standard, about the expectations and holding people accountable. And I respect the fact that he singled out Creaky, not squaring him up, and had a good crack at him. So he's not going to play favourites, even with a man that's 3 of 3 and has already got 10 points on the board.
It's a statement for the others. Gee, he's blasting Creek. And he didn't blast me. Avian Munford to set it up. Dances back outside the arc. Can't drop it. And here's McDowell White again. Wants it back. Delaney doesn't give it to him, and blown by Besson.
And that's what I meant. The antics of a coach on the sideline. Good to see his energy up. And Shamir.
And Modi Maor coached in his absence last week. He handed the keys over. And look at him. Dan Shamir, who's back from that COVID issue that he had. Danger to his health last week. He got the Ferrari back with a scratch or 2 on it.
Did. Little ding. Need to just get to the shop for just some minor panel work.
He had no choice but to hand the keys over. He was in no condition to drive. Xavier Mumford is. Will he drive it or hand it up? He does hand it up. Creek under the bucket. Gives his coach one back.
Great extra pass from a nice back door. Ben Delaney caught like a deer in headlights.
Liafa, that is an outstanding, really top shelf pass. That had to be right on the money, thread the needle, and made it look pretty simple in the end.
Dow White for the alley-oop. And the putback again. You mentioned it. Corin Galloway's going to have to put those in.
Those are the ones you definitely have to put in, especially if you want to stay on the court. Missing layups like that, coach will sub you out.
So don't rub salt in this time. Stolen back. Usman Dieng, the 18-year-olds out there with Finn Delaney. And Smith Milner thought he was in the right spot at the right time and took the hit well, but no love from the ref.
Here it is, and just not quite there, but I tell you, he picked it just a little late getting there, and good call by the official.
Challenge. Early, because if you blow your challenge, if you get your challenge wrong, you're done for the night.
I'm surprised he'd go with it that early. It's always tough on the charge block rule. Toughest call in basketball. You've heard us say that 1,000 times, because it is. And to use it now, of course, if he's right, they'll get it back. But to me, it didn't look like Smith Milner got there in time. I think he guessed right, just didn't get there in time. As the replay centre takes a look at it.
So is there enough to overturn it? That's the issue.
I don't think so. At all. He just need to slide those feet. He was a half a step late. You see, getting the body over there, but the feet don't go, and he just... No, and I'm not sure what technology they're using on the sideline. You see it in the NBA, and even with some of the teams in the NBL, they have the iPad there to check it before they make the challenge.
The challenge is unsuccessful. The call on the floor stands. They lose the timeout.
Well, there you heard it.
The only thing Southeast Melbourne Phoenix have got wrong so far on this.
Sorry, mate. Smith Milner was late to get across. That's the view from the replay centre. Damien and I share the same view. Okay? Challenge is unsuccessful. Play on. It was close.
It's a broke system. It really is.
Hey.
Not your fault, but it is. It's broke. It never works, man. And you guys are always going to back each other up.
What do you want to talk about?
So did it work?
I don't agree with
it, didn't it?
I think it worked perfectly.
Yeah.
So he's emotional and he's expressing his emotion because he knows he's blown a timeout and missed the call, but I don't think it is broke. I think it's done, as long as it's done quickly. They know the rules. You only get one crack at it.
Coaches don't agree with ref calls. That's just the bottom line. But I can't expect him to say to the ref, oh, yeah, I got that one wrong.
Well, here's the thing that I think would upset a lot of the coaches, and we go back to the game against the Brisbane and the Jack Jumpers. And somehow or other they came out and thought that Sobey's call was correct. Gee whiz. That's where I guess Simon Mitchell thinks.
Oh, and the steal. And for the jam, just off the glass kindly. William McDowell-White trying to change this game.
Great defense, anticipated that pass, gets the steal. An easy layup, 8-point game.
Two of their big import stars out. Jeremiah Martin, Peyton Seaver, not going to play for the rest of the night. And they're within striking distance, all of a sudden, the Breakers.
Good defense by the next star.
Joe Chi turns baseline off the glass. He's got a deep bag of tricks.
It's really good result, get it into the big man, but no man movement at all. Just give it to the X-man and everyone's standing around. I'm not sure that's going to be in their long-term best interest.
Dow White hands it up. Wetzel take it back out. Besson, nowhere to go. Heads to the corner. 18 years of age. Doesn't get the bounce. Usman Dieng. Long range. Joe Chi, the rebound, the bucket's waved off.
And that is his third foul.
6, push out, no way.
And they can't challenge that one. They're out of challenges.
Don't burn another timeout on a challenge. I swear to God, man. We're going to never let Chinese come to our league again. Keep blowing it like this.
There you go. Big Joe from China, by the way. And he's made a big difference.
And I don't like that from Simon.
That's correct. But it shows the pressure that they feel they're under. They lead by 10. They're home court. Breakers have their two big import stars not going to play for the rest of the night. And yet they feel the pressure right now as if they're well and truly up for the fight, the Breakers. And they are here, stopping Mitch Creek. Massive audience watching this through China, through the world, by the way. And this guy can't put it in this time. McDowell White. Jenny, screen downstairs.
Just a further update, gentlemen, on Peyton Seaver. He actually strained his hamstring. Will be having an MRI tomorrow morning. Likelihood grade 1 or grade 2. You're looking at 4 to 6 weeks as a minimum if it's that bad. So not a good night for him, but on the back of Finn Delaney's 3 there, the surge and momentum has definitely swung to the Breakers in this late stages of the second quarter.
Yeah, spot on, Jet. So what do you do there? Peyton Seaver out for that long.
Well, if you keep playing the way you're playing right here, we focus on that later. But if you out for 4 to 6 weeks,
it's a big chunk of your season.
You're going to have to look for a replacement.
And even if it's just
until he gets healthy.
Even if it's just a temporary one. And Delaney, Breakers have weathered this storm. The white-hot form of the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. Simon Mitchell clearly continues to be upset on the sidelines.
Is it a distraction?
Well, that's what I was about to say. There is a fine line. You might have good reason to ask some questions, but you don't want that to become the focus.
And the belief, you can see it in the eyes of the New Zealand Breakers players. Besson, 3 against him, loses it, turns it over.
New Zealand Breakers look really good when they move the ball around. This one-on-one play is not getting it done. Settle down on the half court, run your offense, get the ball through hands, and you'll get a high percentage shot. Try to go one-on-one, it's not going to work. You're not equipped to beat this team one-on-one.
Alpha takes it himself. Pino was there for the putback. Besson doesn't want to turn this one over. It's past Prokop.
Oh, let's
and another
go.
jam from Wetzel.
And one. That's what you need. You need to call that, ref. Put on his head again. Get into some offensive rhythm in the set. It's a beautiful pick and roll. Comes off hard. Passes it to Wetzel, who is continuously putting in work in this game.
He's up to 12 points. Leading scorer.
12 in 12 minutes.
Mitch Creek. And suddenly, it's not going well for Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. They did lead by 13. Besson wreaking havoc. Wetzel lost it, gets it back.
Oh, he got
Pino
it. This
turns on Pino, hooks it.
That is a bucket. He can't stop him. I told you, Gaze. Joe Cheese on the side. Give the ball to Wetzel. We got a ball game.
Oh, what do we do?
3-point game. Look out. Brokoff gets a chance to play his role and does his work beautifully.
Well, I think they've got to find more opportunities for Brokoff. It's only his 3rd field goal attempt. 2 of 3. And get him going. Give him a look. Get him some shots. Build up that confidence. You saw it in the preseason with Brian Brokoff. We thought he'd turn the corner from the setbacks that he's had and the challenges he's had last season, and just hasn't had the looks.
Yeah, you got to give him. He's a sharpshooter. You have to get him looks. You have to run sets for him.
Well, with so much standing around, we've seen in the last few minutes as opposed to the first 5 minutes, he's the sort of guy that get him off some sets, get him moving a little bit, loosen up the defense. And even then, the penetration kit for him is harder when it's coming from some man movement rather than just being stationary.
Right.
Cheese got 3 fouls. Pino's now got 2. And we've got a game. Floater on the run. Doesn't drop. Adnam the rebound. Big 3 minutes coming up to half-time. Phoenix did lead by 13. They silenced the crowd, the Breakers. Adnam shut down, steps it back out, milks it down. Plenty of time left, and another push and shove.
It is. It should be on Wetzel, just trying to stop the roll, too much contact. What the Breakers have done has taken away the 3 ball. Phoenix was 6 of 8 in the first quarter. They're only 0 of 1. So they've taken away the attempts. There you see. Now that's a hard one because it looked like Dane was... They were holding each other. And Wetzel gets called for the foul.
Look, the last 2 minutes and 40 seconds, I'm calling every play for Wetzel. Get that man the ball.
Turangi to set it up for the Phoenix. Big arc on that 3 attempt. Rebounders there. Wetzel feeds it down. McDowell White. He started all this. He started the fire. McDowell White. And they are wreaking havoc right now. Finn Delaney has risen to the occasion. Wetzel in his first game has risen to the occasion.
Do you know the hardest thing to do after embarrassing a team a week ago? Doing it again. Undermanned. No coach. Abercrombie out.
And gave up a significant head start to the Melbourne Phoenix, the way they came out in that first quarter, and real backs to the wall type stuff. And sometimes it has to get really bad before you take the shackles off and you loosen up. You think, hey, we've got nothing to lose now.
Maybe Simon Mitchell sensed it early. He's going off early, and maybe he sensed that this storm from the Breakers was about to come. Creek lost it, got it back, tough shot, made it look easy.
And he made contact.
And he's still barking at the refs, Simon Mitchell. From outside the arc, doesn't work. Glidden with the rebound. Bit of poise on the field of the elder statesman for the Phoenix. Delaney, Creek, Delaney. Creek turns baseline.
Now, he got away with it, but you can see Creek's got an advantage. Delaney's a very good defender, but he's going to need a little help. If he gets that deep on those crab dribbles, someone's got to go dig in there and be a distraction, because he's going to make more than he misses, Creek, from there.
That battle worth the price of admission alone. Finn Delaney, Mitch Creek. Got another half of that to come. Dow White to the corner. Rims out from the hand of Rasmus Bach, who didn't play in game 1.
If he didn't settle for the J, he actually had a layup he could have went for.
Pino, Adnam, Euro steps, high off the glass. Big rebound, Pino. Back out, long range 3, rails its way out from the hand of Ruben Turangi.
Look, all they got to do is play through who, Gaze?
Well,
get a ball to Wetzel!
Well, Dieng missed him on a high-low. They run their flow motion before. There was a sideline pick. They kicked it, Wetzel roll, and Dieng didn't look at him. He was open on the dive.
2 for 1 on offer here as well for the Breakers to finish the half. Delaney running out of time on the... Oh, my goodness! Can you believe that? It's a 1-point game. They were 13 down at quarter time. And the basketball gods are with them at the moment. 46-45. And yeah, the Breakers will get it back. Adnam takes it to the hole. Rejected but fouled by Ousmane Dieng.
And when things aren't going your way, you have to find a way to stop the bleeding. You get to the free throw line.
Well, they've looked a whole lot better, the Breakers, when they take away that transition and get them into that half-court game. The advantage has gone back to the Breakers. Any sort of, early on, the transition was their Achilles heel. They just getting up and down the floor in the D-trans, and that man's sitting on the bench because he's got 3 fouls, Joe Chi, and Simon Mitchell talking about how they want to guard Wetzel. He would be acutely aware of his strengths and weaknesses, having spent last season with the Phoenix.
So, timeout's been called. Yanni Wetzel left Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. This is the decision. Got a good roster. Got to be a chance to win it. The whole thing this season, Southeast Melbourne. 48-45. Breakers have possession. They've got 13.8 seconds left to maybe tie it up at half-time.
See the floor? See the floor? Okay. Will, you look like you're going to set the screen for Rasmus, and you're coming off over here, trying to catch it. They will deny you, stay at the elbow. Ousmane, you show yourself at the elbow. Okay, you're screening and then you show yourself. Okay, then Raz, you're over here, and Yanni, Start even here, really, really far, and come catch it over here. Come catch. From that, you're going. If you have a layup, take it. If you don't have a layup, space it and go one-on-one. Okay, they got fouls to give. Okay, they are at the limit. So Yanni goes low, and you go one-on-one. Corner, space the floor.
Dan's, Dan's listening to you, Homicide, because, oh, there's the crossover crew. Just,
I
Dan
wish
and
I
Larry,
could get courtside seats.
just what a program they're putting together.
Yes, they are. Shout out to them.
The Amy crossover every Saturday and Sunday on ESPN. Great to have the boys in the house and with us
It's great
for the
teamwork
entire
too.
NBL22 season as we take it next level.
Great teamwork because the boys and the girls at the jump bring them and then they hold them.
So to tie it up here, can they finish it off? The Breakers from 13 down to tie it up at the half. Seconds tick down, long range, three-point rims out from the hand of Ruben Tarangi, but we have a ball game. A phenomenal first half. Breakers were taken to breaking strain. They lost their gun import Peyton Seaver early with a hamstring. Might be out for a month, if not more. Jeremiah Martin out with an ankle sprain from training, but they're back in it as we head down to Jenny Screen.
Guys, I'm here with Mitch Krieg. First quarter dominated you guys. Then the second locked up by New Zealand. What was the glaring differences you saw?
I think the biggest thing, I think the biggest thing was just the roles they were trying to get. They were so deep with their roles and our levels as bigs were too high. So we've got to just switch those and take care of Yanni. He's doing a great job.
Talking about Yanni, he's dominating 14 points that he has on the board as an old teammate. What do you got to do better?
Oh, we just got to try and shut him down. He's a physical, big body, he's smart, he has good touch. That's why we got him. Now he's in New Zealand, we've got to do a better job of just trying to keep him under wraps. Physical early, keep him off the rebounds and just run the other way.
All the best in the second win during the contest with you and Finn Delaney. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen, as we have a tight one here for the third quarter. It'll be broken down after the break.
the game, baby.
Hungry Jacks halftime highlights, and boy, were there a few. 48-45 the scoreline at a halftime. And just when the Breakers were a breaking strain, a few of their big guns stepped up. They lost Peyton Seaver. They had a few other contributors. Joe Chi was hot early, smoking Joe Chi early. Kyle Adnan was able to fill it up a couple of times. Mitch Creek was looking brilliant. And then all of a sudden, the game turned, and it turned quickly.
Well, they did, and they did it on the defensive end. They gave up 35 points in the first quarter and just flicked the switch. And this got it started. Will McDowell-White, I'm getting excited. It's only the replay. Such was the elevation. But to hold them to 13 points, the story of the second quarter was the defensive effort. And also the way in which they just pushed the Phoenix out of it. They weren't able to land a three ball after hitting 6 in the first quarter. There you see the leading scorers. Mitch Creek's been good with his 14, Adam going about his with a 10. Finn Delaney has just taken control. He's seen those injuries between Delaney and Wetzel. They've really carried the load and stepped up. But the Breakers still not shooting it all that well, but they've reduced a team that was in the 80%, that is the Phoenix, all the way down to the 50. And look at the rebounding. That reeks of effort. And the way in which they're applying themselves, trying to cover for those very important players that have gone down with injuries.
So I've got a bandwagon you can jump on, either the Mitch Creek bandwagon or the Finn Delaney bandwagon. Do you want to be seat 1A on which one?
Great. I'm on the Mogul Sports bandwagon because they got both of those clients. Both of those guys were second-team All-NBL. And when these two go at it, it is fireworks. No one wants to lose to... They don't want to lose to each other, so it's always a war.
Well, Creek was really good from the three-point line, a perfect 3 of 3, and that one from a long way out. And he likes his own work. Joe Chi, the fouls that he picked up, 3 fouls, had to spend a lot of time on the bench. And they're the types of plays that we saw in the first quarter. A lot of this is all you saw in the first quarter. That one was the second. But the defensive effort by the Phoenix. There we see the head-to-head, 14-17. Very even matchup. And Delaney usually a bit better on the boards, but he's had to do a heavy lifting. If you're concerned about the Breakers, though, the one thing you look at are the minutes played. They're really down to a 6-man rotation right now with their main guys just carrying a heavy burden. And there's one he's almost at 18 minutes already, Finn Delaney. So can they keep up this intensity for the duration? That's going to be a big test for them.
Well, dual Olympic medalist Jenny Screen's been watching it downstairs, and she tipped us off to this one. The fact that Mitch Creek, with Xavier Munford now alongside him, gets the help out. We've got Ryan Brockhoff, yeah, but it was Xavier Munford. It could be the help that Mitch Creek needs. And Jenny, you're on that one early and you're spot on by the looks of things, the way this is transpiring.
Well, I mean, Xavier Munford didn't score in that second quarter. He did have 9 points and 4 assists in the first. Not the game that we saw thus far from round 1, but he's still creating for his teammates. I wish he'd be a little bit more selfish, to be honest. And I think they were speaking to Creaky before the game. He did say that to me. I wish he was more selfish. He is a playmaker. He can get his feet in the rim, and we want to see that more. But what that does create when he does indeed do that is it allows Mitch Creek, who we know is the barometer for the Phoenix, to just play a little bit freely. And we saw that when he knocked down those 3 threes in the first quarter. But Creaky's got to do a little bit better job defensively. But I'm like you, gentlemen, the battle between Delaney and Creek is next level.
Yeah, it is, and that's going to go a long way to determining. Mitch Creek right now clearly got a lot of support around him, and not having Joe Chi to protect that rim, that's also a factor, because even though he may not block the shot, he intimidates and makes people change their shots. So that's also going to be interesting to see how Simon Mitchell uses him now he's got those 3 fouls.
And Jen, you were watching Simon Mitchell. He was agitated early in this one, wasn't he?
He was very animated. I think he got a little bit distracted in that second quarter in terms of paying too much attention to the referees, and you can see that New Zealand just dominated and took that as an advantage. I think he needs to get back to just focusing on his players, doing the things that they do well, and locking down on the pick and roll defense. I think that's been lacking for them, especially in that second quarter.
Great stuff, Jen. We'll be back to you during the second half. Do not go anywhere. No. This was a 13-point ball game at quarter time. They cut it back to 3, and the Breakers are hot right now. 48-45 with a half to play. 48-45 with a half to play. John Cain Arena primetime NBL on a Friday night as we head back down to Jenny's Green with Simon Mitchell.
Simon, really frustrated in that second quarter. Can you divulge why?
Oh, I don't think we handled the switching well. You know, it's something we've worked on. I thought we did a good job of last week. We went a little bit of ISO ball to try and get ours a little too early. You know, that ball's got to keep popping and we'll be okay with it.
In terms of New Zealand and Yanni Wetzel, I spoke to Creaky. How are you going to shut him down? Is he a factor in this second half, or are you just going to...
Oh, I hope not. I mean, he was a factor in the first half for sure. You know, they're isolating him, giving him a little bit of space to work. You know, things like letting him beat us with his right hand is unacceptable. And, you know, we've got to take that on the chin. It's not good enough from a defensive standpoint. If he beats us with his left with a 7-foot jump hook, then you tip your hat and say, well done, tap him on the butt.
And we look forward to seeing some more chi in the second half. Good luck.
Hope get some help for the refs.
I know, agreed. Thank you.
The ref's got to mention again from Simon Mitchell. Joe Chi is out there. Mitch Creek hooks it off the glass, gets it back, puts it in second attempt.
That's his bully ball. Just got head down, got to the cup and was able to follow up his work, and strong play by Mitch Creek.
Breakers had all the momentum heading into half-time. We'll see if the Phoenix can get some back. Besson, the young 20-year-old and the young 18-year-old out there at the moment for the Breakers. And over and back, so Dieng couldn't save the day there. Their 18-year-old next star.
It's very early on in the season, of course, and a small sample size, but every team and every game so far we've had, the team that's been winning at halftime has got the W.
Right.
So Queens got that going for them.
Arthur did it in the first half, but couldn't put it in this time. Ryan Brockhoff from that spot. Dow White, who lit this breaker fire, got them started. Poking doesn't work. Wetzel. Xavier Mumford. 4 assists, but he's been a little quiet scoring-wise. Threw it into the foot, so it doesn't work. And there's the X-Factor, Xavier Mumford.
That's exactly why you don't change your shoes.
Hey, still a long way to go. He can still put up some numbers.
Those are some beautiful shoes. But you don't change them, Gaze, when you're rolling.
I wouldn't have.
See if we can get these Kobe Grinches rolling. He hands it up instead, doesn't go himself. Broke off from the other corner.
Well, they've recognised they've got to get him going. The first couple of plays they've had Brokoff coming off those pin downs and had a couple of looks at it after only having the 3 field goal attempts.
Here he is.
Oops.
X marks the spot down the other end, Xavier Mumford.
Great anticipation, and when it's hard, getting opportunities for that ball to go into that basket from the perimeter, easy layups help. That's for sure.
Big 3-point fill-up, Finn Delaney.
Up to 20 points. And he had 17 clearly in the first half. Last game playing against his team, he had a donut at half.
Still ended up with a 15 and 9, I think it was, so he did turn it on, but he had a poor game. Despite those numbers, his standards, that was poor.
Mitch Creek working overtime to get this machine restarted.
Talk about the heavy lifting that these players are going to do. Delaney played all but 23 seconds in that first half. McDowell White 17.5, Wetzel 17. So the main guys are going to have to log some significant minutes, and that's another thing where you can get that comfort level, because you know what, even if I make a mistake or two here, I look at that bench and there's not a lot coming in for me, so you can actually get a bit of freedom from the fact that you look down your bench and you know that it's unlikely.
I'm not coming out.
It's unlikely I'm coming out.
McDowell White. Delaney. Dieng. McDowell White. So what the 18-year-old can do here. That's what he can do. That's why he's tipped to be high in the NBA coming draft.
This young man is extremely talented. It's just literally about him getting comfortable on the court here.
And getting his body right, too. He's got to get stronger, understand the game a little more, but you can tell he's got the raw tools.
Creek stopped. Chi stopped. Creek rattles it in eventually.
Creek is putting his mark on this second half. Because you know, coach gave him the business at halftime.
Oh, doesn't like it. He wants to review it.
Yep.
Challenge. He seems extremely confident. And it was right there where it took place.
Well, he's got me sold that he's going to win it. Was Ryan Brockhoff.
We don't have to be facing him. He stopped. I think he's got a good claim.
Okay.
That is a good claim.
He wasn't moving. He just stopped and...
Well, in defense, Yanni would probably in his defense say, I didn't even know he was there.
That's true, but you are allowed to screen. And to me, that looked like a legal screening position, but...
That looked legal to me, too.
I'm not sure I know all the rules all the time.
No.
Me either.
8 NBL MVPs between the two guys sitting next to me.
Listen,
and they both think that is a chance to be overturned.
And that 8 MVPs is not an even split.
I wasn't going to mention 7-1.
7-1.
This is what the replay center is giving us right now.
We're going to have a good look at this. And there's no doubt that Yanni Wetzel knew what was coming. And he just stopped, held his ground, and what did Brockhoff? 1-2, took 2 steps, and then ran into him.
Call stands. The challenge is unsuccessful. The call stays.
That's why we over here, Gaze. That's why we over here.
Call is good.
Let's see these.
Call is good. Get the flap. Get the flap. You should warn him for the flap. No. You need to warn him. No. Yannick pulls up short and gives no time and distance. That's where the contact comes from. That's
no
the foul.
time and distance.
Okay, green ball. Green ball.
It looked like it was enough time
and distance. A bit of time and distance. Oh, well. They had a good look at it.
One thing about the challenge system for NBL22, it's fun. Bit of intrigue around it.
Does he have time? He stops. 1, 2. He knew he was going to be there. Brian Brockhoff could have went around him. I think he's got a good claim to say there is a bit of floppage going on there.
I wish both coaches still have one more. Both are out of challenges now. Miss Creek challenged, lost it, got it back, time elapsed. They get a stop.
Thanks, Johnny. Right side. Right to it.
These two teams met on this court last week. 89-65, the final score. Phoenix by 24 in that one. Breakers, different mentality right now.
Mismatch, you got to drop it to Wetzel. Wetzel got to go quick.
Turn baseline, draws the foul, and one.
It's a great recognition. As soon as you saw that mismatch, throw that ball in there quick. Go ahead, Gabe.
No, you're right, but when you see this from a defensive, when you've got that mismatch, you can't just play behind. When you're that outsized, you've got to at least half front, or in that circumstance, when that deep, full front and hope for a little bit more ball pressure and help from behind, because when they're that deep and you've got that size difference, it's just a matter of whether he makes or misses it.
Xavier Mumford. Lost the handle for a second.
A lot of standing around, though.
Craig put it his way in, but couldn't finish his hard work. Hugo Besson gets the screen into the paint, takes on Joe Chi, and gets it there.
It's a great take.
And you can see the little hesitation in Joe Chi because he knows he's got those 3 fouls. So he's going to go up, but he's not really going to extend himself like he would if he didn't have those 3.
Brockhoff behind the back into the paint and rejected but fouled on the way. He's got some ups. McDowell White.
Brockhoff walking with a little ginger.
And you can definitely see the trend in this third quarter of what they must have been talking about at halftime. A lot of ISO ball, a lot of just trying to find the mismatches, put it to the deck and get to the cup, get to the rim and try and create something from it. We've seen it from Creek. That time it was Brockhoff. And you see that all the time. That's part and parcel of the game, but it just looks like they've kind of emphasis to start this third.
Dow White set it up. from outside the arc. They lead. The Breakers lead to the hand of the 18-year-old Ousmane Dieng. Ousmane Dieng having a massive role to play right now.
2 of 2 from the land of plenty. Great job by the young 18-year-old, but
it was only a 2, so it didn't give them the lead. Put scores level. Creek puts the Phoenix back in front.
Late Wheatside help. Delay of game warning by Mitch Creek, but late Wheatside help by the young fella gives Creek an easy late dunk. Mitch Creek up to 22, as you can see. Delaney with 20.
Took too long to distribute it. Got it back somehow. Dieng, Wetzel. He's got Creek in his grill this time. Back out. Besson from the logo. Air ball. Big stop that.
It's a good defensive stop by the Phoenix.
Phoenix still, they're 6 of 14 from the three-point line. All those 6 makes came in the first quarter. So credit New Zealand recognising they had to take away something, and they've done a good job guarding the three-point line.
A lot of teams watching this game, and that shows you can take away the 3 of the Phoenix. Glidden just getting in the game. What's up with that, Gaze?
He's had some limited minutes, played 7 minutes in the first half.
I didn't even see him out there.
Oh, 1. Yeah, he was there, but with a lot of ISO ball, not a lot of touches. And we heard Simon Mitchell talk about that. Wanted to see that thing popping. Hasn't been a lot of popping.
Brokoff not on the same page there with Joe Chi. So again, the Breakers have a chance to take the lead.
Sub in. Flow 5.
Young fella, Dieng. Gets his feet set. Nice sidestep, 3-ball. Coach is so high on him. Coach said he's so talented, one day he could see him as the face of a franchise of an NBA team.
Wow.
That is a huge rap from Dan Shamir, because he done seen and coached a whole lot of talent.
The raw materials are there, just the body, the understanding. You can tell, just look at how young he looks.
I think he was 6'10" when they recruited him, the 18-year-old, but he's now 6'11". Reckons he's still growing. Hands it up, almost turned over. Wetzel about to turn baseline, you would think. Does turn back. He ducked under Chi and dropped the reverse in on him.
Even D. Russ knew where he was going.
Jenny screamed downstairs.
Guys, I've just got to mention about Ousmane Dieng from a personal perspective. Yes, 6'10", he's doing a great job, knocked down 2 threes in this quarter, but he's also 18. He's come from France. He's also not, English is not his first language, and he's getting it done. Most kids at that age are just graduating school here in Australia. I just think it's phenomenal what he's able to do, and I look forward to seeing him progress in this league.
That time, Chi rejected it. That Wetzel spin, that Wetzel pretzel, tried to turn him inside out, didn't work. And Joe Chi again tangles up.
Grab.
That's what he does extremely well. He's a great rim protector. In CBA, he was a 2-time Defensive Player of the Year. And the 3rd year, he was runner-up Defensive Player of the Year.
And Mitch Creek leading from the front, splashes another 3-ball. He's 3 of 3. There we see the contact. Looks like they're trying to shunt the screener and go under 2, but that is a dangerous policy when you're dealing with Cam Glidden, because he can, when he gets hot, he can knock that shot down as well.
Again, these two teams met last week. Southeast Melbourne Phoenix winning by 24, but they met pre-season, and the Breakers won that one on the buzzer. Back to Jenny Screen.
Guys, I'm courtside with NBL champion Damien Larry with the Wollongong Hawks. I'll never forget those foul shots that you took. I remember as early 2000s, I was a Lightning player back then, and it just bounced, and fell down. Not once, but twice. Anyway, I digress. Amy crossover. Talk to about it. Are you feeling comfortable on the couch?
Loving the couch. I would like to recline a little bit more. I wish the couch was a little bit longer. Kane sometimes gets in the way and it gives me a little elbow every now and then. But great show so far. Loving it. Only expecting bigger things out of it.
You need more comfort. You talk about hardening up, man. Maybe you got to take some of your own medicine. Speaking of which, Harden Up is a segment on the Amy Crossover show. With this game tonight, who do you think needs to harden up a little bit?
I don't want to give too much away just in case we bring it out tomorrow, but the fact of hardening up, it's almost like it's the second global pandemic. There's too much softness and discomfort going on in the league, and I'm going to call it all out.
Oh, dear.
Talking about not being soft, the Delaney and Mitch Creek matchup has been so physical tonight. Have you enjoyed watching that one?
Absolutely. They're both hard at it. They're going at it really hard. Mitch is making threes, putting the ball on the floor. Finn Delaney's matching them, so the last man with the ball probably going to win.
And who you got, New Zealand or Southeast Melbourne Phoenix?
Kiwis. I got the Breakers.
Thanks, Damon.
Too easy.
Gee whiz. You had the Breakers too, Homicide.
This thing ain't over, Gaze.
It's a long way from over. And Chi at the free throw line misses the first. Dane Pinot waiting to check in for Chi because he's just looked a little tentative carrying those 3 fouls. You can't just stop playing defense because you got the 3. What you have to do is be fundamentally sound, slide your feet, go straight up. And Wetzel has put him on the rotisserie, Dwayne.
Nice.
And right now, it's Wetzel time. I'm giving the ball to him.
Bart. McDowell White. 4-point game. 13 was the quarter-time margin. Delaney hands it up. Besson. He gets on the lazy Susan with the spin move and drops it in. They all want a part of the action.
Oh, word they do.
Great finish with the shot clock expiring. Wetzel takes a rest.
Craig all the way himself with the reverse. Crept past Delaney.
Sorry, Dwayne, but that was just a poor breakdown on the defensive end between the 2 breakers. Will McDowell White, Finn Delaney just not on the right page of what they're doing on those screens.
Rasmus Bach. Edge of the seat stuff at the moment. Kyle Adnam. You hear the hook. Mighty Moore.
And he's so,
let the refs know.
Sorry about that. He is so crafty. Handles the ball really well, can go both ways, gets into your body, spin moves. He has everything. Gets fouled now because the Breakers are in penalty. It's 2 shots for the last 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Breakers have to be solid on defense.
Well, you take away that first quarter where they gave up 35, they've been good. Switching a lot of the on-balls, and Phoenix not always being able to capitalise on some of those switches.
Tarangi spraying down. McDowell White gives it up. Lost, and it's still the Breakers' ball.
Not sure what the situation is with Xavier Munford either. He's played the 18 minutes so far. 4 of 7 from the field. He's got 4 assists. He's only got the 1 foul, so it's not the foul issues. There might be some other things that need to be addressed, but
I'm going to tell you what it is, Gabe.
Finn Delaney fills it up again.
I don't know if them sneakers is in the locker room. He need to go put those on.
So go get the gold sneakers and get back out there. Kyle Adnam feeds it in. Mitch Creek. Kyle from a metre outside. Big rebound pulled down by Besson. Quickly down the other end. From outside the arc. Never looked good through the air.
Finn Delaney, he loves John Cain Arena. His 3 highest scoring games have been on this floor. Last season, he dropped 33 on United. And he has stepped up in this one. 5 of 7 from the 3-point line for his 23-point. And the other end, his matchup on Creek, he's a perfect 4 of 4 from the 3-point line, 10 of 16 from the field. So
27.
27.
We got a quarter left.
Mitch Creek. Makes his way in. Delaney did brilliantly there. So Galloway the rebound. Chance to tie it up again, the Breakers. McDowell White feeds it. Oh, little Euro. Didn't quite work for Delaney. Telegraphed it a little too much. Adnam. Pino. Adnam. Creek. 11 left. Pino under the bucket. Misses the bunny. Rasmus Bach. Dow White. Huge opportunity. Step back three. Both gone a little cold in the last minute. Adnam. Takes on Rasmus Bach, draws the foul.
Kyle Adnam, a real reliable guy. He looks like he's 16, but he's been around the league a long time. And he just sensing the contact. Gee.
Doesn't have a challenge left.
Bach didn't do a whole lot wrong there. Homicide.
I mean, I don't know.
Bach didn't bite. I like it, Gazy.
Look
Well, we
great,
pay you the big buck.
Looked like great defense to me.
One shot.
Rasmus Bach from Denmark, but lived in Australia for 10 years as a kid. Grew up supporting the Brisbane Bullets. Both parents were Olympians in Sydney, competing for Denmark in handball. Playing some important minutes now for the Breakers as Kyle Adnam with a little reach in this time. A hold. Jenny screen downstairs.
Guys, it would be rude of us not to mention tonight Ruben Tarangi's playing his 250th NBL game. He may not be contributing greatly in this game tonight, but he has over his 10 NBL seasons, 4 at New Zealand, 4 at Brisbane, and also 2 NBL championships, and not to mention his best 6 men of the year in 2019. He's been a value contributor to the NBL for many, many years, and we wish him all the best in his 250th tonight.
Yeah, great calls, Jen. Besson steps it in, used the body and the glass. Seconds ticking down. 3-point game. Phoenix with the last use of it.
The sun's showing us why.
Adnam saw a lane, tried to Euro his way to the bucket. Can't get it to go. One last chance. McDowell White from halfway. And the crowd on the edge of their seats. Hope you're on the edge of your seat at home. Prime time NBL on a Friday night. And boy, is this one living up to expectations. The Breakers taking Southeast Melbourne to the brink. 67 plays 70 with a quarter to come. Three-point game. Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. We've had the Breakers measure in recent times. They've won the last 5. in a row against New Zealand, including their win in round 1. But the Breakers out to change all that. 70 plays 67 with a quarter to play at John Cain Arena. And they are the two stars of the show so far, Mitch Creek and Finn Delaney, as we have a look at the SodaStream shot chart.
It is, and both of them doing their work inside and out. They can put it to the deck, they can hit the 3-ball and shooting it at a really good clip. 10 of 17 for Mitch Creek and Finn Delaney, 7 of 13, but the 5 of 7 and 4 of 4 from the 3-point line. That is some shooting by these guys, and the main focus for their teams so far. When you consider no Peyton Seaver, no Jeremiah Martin, no Tom Abercrombie, this is a Herculean performance.
Trying to loop that alley-oop attempt over the top of Joe Chi. Nothing doing there, and Kyle Adner makes them pay down the other end. Early momentum back the Phoenix way. Tall man to get it over. Joe Chi. Besson hands it back out. McDowell White. He started this breaker comeback when they were 13 down.
He sure did, and that's an important hit. You know the Phoenix are saying to themselves, we haven't played well. We need to have a strong fourth quarter and bring this thing home. So that basket right there can calm the nerves of the New Zealand Breakers. They really back themselves going into the rest of this game. And this man right here, let's see what he got in this fourth.
He should be well rested. He's only played 8.5 minutes, or just on 19 now.
Delaney from outside the arc. And Munford had a hand on it, couldn't save it. Breakers get another chance with it. McDowell White. Galloway screen into the paint. Joe Chi, he floats it over the big guy's head for a beautiful bucket. 2-point game.
Beautiful floater by Peyton Seaver.
Number 10 from Adnam as well.
Good defense by Dieng.
They're switching everything, the New Zealand Breakers, and that Phoenix can get any matchup they like with these switches that they're going on.
Ousmane Dieng takes on Joe Chi. Remember that name, Ousmane Dieng. He's got a massive future the next start.
And he's going to continue to get better as the season progresses.
They're getting an almighty scare here, the Phoenix. Scores are level after the Breakers lost their key import, Peyton Seaver, and were 13 down early.
Smelling upset, Gaze, I'm telling you.
Back on, he was grabbed.
They called it. Just a push.
About to say.
Yep. Just relax. We know.
You know I'm going. I'm just saying.
No doubt we know where your allegiances lie tonight. There you see it, the left arm, just a hook. Liafa pulled his man down. That's an easy one.
Dow White doesn't want to waste it. Takes on Joe Chi. Delaney. Not this time.
Gee, how wide open. This is a guy who's been on fire. And no one within a couple of metres of him on that field goal attempt.
Broke off back to Creek. Draws the foul on Delaney.
It's just a tough matchup.
It is, and Delaney's challenge there is to try not to let him catch it so deep. He's so strong. Creek around the basket, put it to the floor. Just a lot easier to get some help when you can start in that mid-range rather than right on the box.
Munford, 27 points, the big star when these two teams met last week. He was almost the difference. Hands it up. Liafa off with a teardrop off the fingertips.
That's a beautiful fake at the three-point line. Even better first step to create the space and get that floater.
Ousmane Dieng, Joe Chi right with him, and turnover. Beautiful D from Joe Chi.
The way to test him on that one, the on-ball screen, he came off it and they blitzed it. They stayed with him, put some pressure, and he tried to yo-yo it around and just got tangled up and bounced the ball on the sideline. I like the aggressive nature when he gets the ball on those on-balls of seeing what he can do under that type of pressure.
Chi under the bucket. Craig, oh, he's nearly up and down. Liafa from outside. He fills it. Big moment.
That's twice now on Dieng, the rookie out there. Liafa took him off the bounce the time before. That time Dieng gives him a little bit more space. He says, okay, well, I'll just step back and drop the three.
Prokop this time. Delaney turns baseline. Not a lot to hand it to, and they cause another turnover, and the crowd's starting to enjoy it a little more now. 79-74, some breathing space and possession. 6 minutes left.
It's great help defense by Mumford, making him think about it. And that's eventually how he got forced into throwing a bad pass cross court. Miscommunication on the opposite wing. Phoenix ball.
Munford. Rasmus Bark trying to wear him down. Steps past Rasmus Bark and tough bucket. But he's a class act, the X Factor.
Tough bucket, and he screamed and won. Thought he got fouled. Looked at the ref. Got the bucket, but didn't get the whistle. Timeout.
Xavier Munford has taken the Sanchu game to the next level. He's put on the Kobe Grinches to replace the gold shoes. Michael Johnson wore the gold shoes at the Olympics a few Olympic games ago.
Well, a few. Quite a few.
Quite a few now. But I'll tell you what, he's got the game to go with the shoe.
Yeah, he definitely got the game. He definitely got the game.
.27 He's been spectacular, Mitch Creek. And they're the rebounders. Besson getting in amongst it with this undermanned New Zealand Breakers squad. Leads the way.
Big 6 minutes coming up here to finish this one. Momentum has seesawed. Joe Chi got some fouls early. Big Joe. They had to sit him down. He's had a huge impact again out on the floor. Over to you, Breakers. What have you got left? Besson gets it back. Got Joe Chi to shoot over. Takes on two. And it didn't work.
Well, that's twice in this game. Once in the first half where he's just been a little aggressive, gets a little out of control. Good rotation on the help. Really good defense, weak side help defense. And picks up the charge.
Okay, so where's Yanni Wetzel?
He's having a spell, and they've gone with Lowe, who's only played a minute in the game, and he's come on at a real difficult time.
Liafa tried to hand it up to Joe Chi, lost it. Still a Phoenix ball.
If there ain't no other scores on the court for that blue team, the main guy outside of Finn is on the bench.
Well, that's right, and it's probably trying to manage his minutes, but right now is a critical stage. Wetzel's got the 18 points.
Too long to get it in.
Wetzel's got the issue with Wetzel is the fouls, and it's about trying to figure out when you're going to bring him back in.
Don't forget, if you think you can shoot a full court shot at an NBL game, head to the NBL website page to enter for your chance to shoot for $100,000 in the Latrobe Financial Sharp Shot competition. Don't worry, if you miss the first shot, you get a second go from half court for $50,000.
Gaze, have you ever heard of a competition like that? 100K half full court, and if you miss, you got a second chance for 50. I love it.
I love Mumford now, just putting some heat on the rim.
Critical time in the game.
Well, they've been out.
Key Importer's raised his game.
Being able to answer on the offensive end, Southeast Melbourne Phoenix, 50% from the field, and here you see it. No disputing that one. Here's a big challenge for what they do, and Dan Shamir has said, well, we need, I heard you, Corey. I know he's got the 4 personals, but I'm going to coming back in because this one could get away from us.
From the corner, big moment, rims out. Xavier Mumford's taking control of this game. Brings it down the floor. Mitch Creek with him riding shotgun. Brockhoff's out there. Mumford milks it down. Hands to Creek. A ton of room. Almost too much room. Too easy. Erasmus Bach with the rebound. Still alive, the Breakers. For the big steal. Besson. Delaney. McDowell White. Floater off the glass. Tough shot. And Chi under the bucket mops it up. Creek.
McDowell White's impressed me tonight. He's had good composure. I know he missed that last shot, but he's been able to distribute the ball. He's got the 6 assists. He's picked up the 5 boards. He's got 11 points and really shown great leadership, getting his guys into some sets. There you see the foul trouble, both McDowell White and Wetzel with the 4.
Mitch Creek is such a tough cover because he is in attack mode every time he touches it, regardless of where he's at on the court. It is so hard, and you got the green light. You know how hard it is to stop a guy like that? He got to stop himself.
Saved by Adnam. Back to Creek.
That's inexcusable at this part of the game to get an O-board.
Crazy good from there.
Cost them the 3-ball as well. Huge mistake not being able to secure the ball off a free throw.
11 of 19, 5 of 6 from the land of plenty, 31 points. Wolf Creek came to play today.
87-76. 3:44 left. And Mitch Creek, he's had Delaney to deal with. But when the crunch time came, he has delivered again.
Well, it is, and it's really been the 3-ball. Got himself going early on in the contest from the 3-point line. Made his first 4. He was 4 of 4 for a while there, but he does so much. It's the bully ball like this. The driving needs some help. No help whatsoever on that drive. Consistent on the 3-point line, and sometimes he's got to be in the right place at the right time as well. They've isolated him a lot, and that's just poor defense, miscommunication on the defensive end. But then just the step in 3, and a big 3 gives some breathing space for the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. And if you're Dan Shamir, you're looking at it, and there's been some real signs this last couple of minutes of fatigue starting to kick in. A few shots down the other end you'd normally expect them to make. Missed on that box out off the free throw. And Dan Shamir, I think, good decision, call a timeout. And what an entertaining affair this has been with Creek and Delaney going head-to-head.
Few rolls of the dice left for the Breakers. They need to get some buckets in a hurry now. Delaney. Back out to McDowell White. From the corner. Besson's had a couple of chances saved by Munford that time, and he nearly overbalanced Xavier Munford. Mitch Creek. Ryan Brockhoff. Kyle Adden. Big Phoenix guns have come to play. Munford, step back 3. Just about to finish them off. Still some life. Delaney feeds it. Didn't feed it well enough to Wetzel. Munford straight back down the other end. Take some time off the clock here, Phoenix. Rather than get an early shot up, Adnam dribbles it back out. Who does he want? Mitch Creek. Adden from the logo. Joe Chi with the reach over.
Well, they're looking for the knockout blow. They've tried the last few times to do it from the three-point line. They've got a bit of a margin, but they've been successful at getting to the cup, getting to the free throw line in this last quarter. Just...
So you'd rather a bit of death by 1,000 cuts rather than one big knockout blow?
Well, you know, they've missed their last few. Creek made that one. Let's see the last couple of three-point attempts.
Besson. Can he keep this one alive? Joe Chi staring him down. Little mismatch. He danced on him, broke his ankles and dropped it. And they're still in it.
My word, they are.
Besson up to 17 points, 6 of 13 from the field.
Kyle Adnam. A little bit of pressure back on the Phoenix. Don't want to waste this possession. Joe Chi takes on Wetzel. Mitch Creek, up fake, off the glass. Joe Chi for the rebound. Reached in, lost it. Besson could bring it down the floor inside 2 minutes.
Three-ball heel, make it interesting.
Oh, will it what? Will it what? Baby, that's good from outside there.
Shows the guns. Put them in a clip.
What's he packing?
In and out.
That's nice.
Bucket, nothing but nylon.
And what about the confidence of this young man?
20 years old, Gaze.
That is
import.
That is a beautiful stroke too.
Nylon.
Good lift. And
puts the clips in the Rugas.
Not sure what all that's about myself.
Trying to tell you, he's locked and loaded.
Right. And this is where you look back and those three-ball attempts when you're looking for that knockout blow rather than just using a bit more clock, getting to the cup, trying to get to the free throw line. And
we have got ourselves a Gaze.
Yes, speak on it. Speak on it.
D-Russ. This game ain't over.
No, it's not.
I told you who I got to win this.
I know. You've said it quite
all right.
repetitively.
Okay. We still in this.
Jenny Screen.
Guys, here's a little fun fact for you. The Phoenix have never beaten the same opponent in consecutive matches in their short history in the league. Last year, they had back-to-back games 6 times, and each time the result was the opposite of the first match. So this last minute and 40 seconds, let's see if they can close it out, gentlemen.
You hear that?
There you go. Jenny Screen coming up with the stat to beat all stats. 82 to 87, 1 minute 40 left.
I think the first one went in, so that one's a bit hard.
When our big guys try to rebound and they just hug it.
No, 100%.
What is coming of this is the value of Besson. I wasn't sure whether he was ready to really step up to that next level, but the confidence that he's showing in his stroke and the confidence his teammates are showing him is good signs for what lie ahead for the Breakers.
Xavier Mumford time. Oh! Chi! Everyone in the venue is smiling. Say Chi! Everybody's got a smile on their face.
Way to execute out of a timeout.
Well, this is what you said, what happens a lot of the time. They've been switching a lot. This time they're in a drops. And Wetzel just a little high up. As soon as they got it over his head, a beautiful pass. And Joe Chi finishing it at the rim. And that's all she wrote for Wetzel.
Excellent play calling and execution out of the timeout when they really needed a critical basket.
Big audience around the world. And Joe Chi, one of the big reasons why. All of China watching. Great to have your company for NBL22, and he has taken it next level.
Let's go!
All of a sudden, it's back open again.
He put him in the clip. Ready to go, Gaze.
And it's a beautiful call. The hot man, he's hit a couple of
3 in a row, 23
already.
points.
Go back to the hot man, simple play, comes off the on ball and knocks it down.
Xavier Munford. Does he look for Joe Chi? Mitch Creek. Hands it to Mitch Creek instead. Up fake. Dances it in from the top. Mitch Creek time. Mitch Creek time. Give it to me, boys. I'll take control.
And they go back to the same action.
Foul and foul. Nearly for the 4-point play.
He's going to have a chance to get it the hard way. Oh, my goodness. What a performance by Hugo Betzon.
Well, he's got 23 points. He's logged a significant minutes, 32 minutes. 4 of 8 from the three-point line. 8 rebounds, if you don't mind, as well. So he's been real active all over the floor. But just as much as having the confidence to back yourself, and once you've shown that you've knocked one down, the confidence that the coach has shown to go back to the well, despite the heroics so far of Finn Delaney.
You see how them free throws going in? He is locked in.
Nothing but cotton. Have a look at this free throw, this technique. That's nice.
He was 100% from the stripe and the blitz, and he was the guy who started the win over Southeast Melbourne Phoenix in the preseason blitz. 24 points in that big steal. Don't forget, Finn Delaney with the Finn fake on the buzzer. Three-pointer off the glass to steal it from the Phoenix. Xavier Munford with the ball in his hands. Big moment. Mitch Creek, corner. The big moment man on cue. Give it to me.
Well, that's a career high. 36 points. It surprised me. 32 was his best, and now he's got a new career high.
Besson again. Oh, could he? Still alive. Delaney with the fadeaway 3 attempt. That rims out and broke off with the rebound.
Mitch Creek with a big corner 3-ball.
As the seconds tick down.
What a game. What a game.
The man with the most talked about footwear since Cinderella, Xavier Munford, dribbles it out, 95-88. That was huge entertainment on primetime Friday night NBL. The Phoenix getting the job done with a mighty scare from the Breakers.
Well, they're going to have to give some love to Mitch Creek.
Oh, man.
The last couple of possessions, Besson, on fire. And Mitch Creek with some huge plays. Career high 36 points at 59% from the field. And check this, 6 of 7 from the three-point line to go along with the 5 boards and the assist. Outstanding. Well, in my view, man of the match performance by Mitch Creek.
Well, we'll see if he is the Foot Locker player of the game. Tonight's player of the game will receive a $250 Foot Locker gift card. As Andrew Gay's preempted it. Boys get together in the middle. Great to see crowds back at the NBL. Check your local guides when the show's coming to your town. You saw what we got tonight. That is entertainment plus.
It is. It is. And they had to withstand a charge by the New Zealand Breakers. And I tip my hat to the Breakers. Grossly undermanned. 3 of their prime movers not available. Dug themselves a hole early on. Trailed by as many as 13. But found a way to make this a genuine contest. And well done to them. And great job by Phoenix.
Jenny Screen for the star of the show.
I am here with the Foot Locker MVP for tonight's game. Mitch Creek, I don't think I've seen you play a better game. You actually made Andrew Gay speechless in the studio. 36 points at 59%. Were you just in the zone tonight?
Look, anytime I make Gazy speechless, I think I should go and buy a lotto ticket. Probably got a good chance of winning, but honestly, I was just really locked in tonight. I knew Finn was going to come out and be really aggressive. He had a quiet first half last week, finished really well, and he had momentum. So I had to come out and kind of put my stamp on the game early, be aggressive, head on the rim, shoot the ball with confidence, and I've been working my ass off, so it's nice to see it come off.
You did shoot with confidence, 6 of 7 from deep tonight. You've got some great imports this year. Joe Chi, who's just behind us right now. He wasn't a factor in the first half, but dominant in that last quarter. What does having someone of his caliber change for you guys in the makeup of your team?
Yeah, look, Joe Chi's an extremely smart guy. Offensively, defensively, he gets to the right spots. I know they made a lot of shots on him, but he deters and he makes it really hard for the offensive player. So even though they go in early on, we know the percentage is going to be in our favour. So he finished well. He put one on Yanni's head to get him out of the game. So it's nice to see Yanni get fouled out. I love the guy to Jess, so it's nice to see him back out here after his injury.
Back-to-back wins to start the season for the Phoenix. Huge game, throwdown against Melbourne United. You're looking forward to that one on Sunday?
Yeah, every game's the same to me. You go home, you rest, recover, you do your video, you scout, you get your body right, and you come in, you play your ass off. So the boys are ready for that. We're excited. Hope everyone comes out tonight. It's nice to have the crowd here. It's rocking. it's great to see everyone. So hopefully see you here on Sunday as well.
Enjoy on Sunday, and yes, the crowd were amazing. Thanks, Creaky.
Thanks.
Mitch Creek, the Foot Locker player of the game, 36 points, 5 rebounds. Back to wrap up. Catch your breath. Southeast Melbourne Phoenix by 7. Hungry Jack's highlights on what was a brilliant display by both teams tonight. 13 points was the margin at quarter time. They'd lost their big import Peyton Seaver after not having Jeremiah Martin to start the game, the Breakers. And there were a few worries, but all of a sudden this man started turning it on, William McDowell-White. They got back into the contest big time and they almost stole it.
Well, they did, and if it weren't for the heroics of Mitch Krieg, I think they might have been able to get there. Yanni Wetzel, he got into foul trouble, so had to spend some time on the bench. And you notice the difference in their lineup when he's not on the floor. So that was an expensive time for the New Zealand Breakers, and they still found a way with Basson just sacre bleu. I mean, that was some incredible type stuff that we saw from Basson. But Mitch Krieg, the most amount of three-pointers he's ever made in the game is 4. So he's not only had a career high in points with 36, he's also at a career high in three-pointers made. Look at those numbers, they are special. Munford did what he had to do, spent a bit of time on the bench as well, but it was Basson and Delaney just getting it done for the New Zealand Breakers. And full credit to them. I mean, you always want to get the win, but there's a lot they can take out of it. And there you see the shooting percentages. Great shooting by the Phoenix, and the Breakers. Well, they, like I said, still got a lot to be proud of. They won the rebound count and won a lot of the effort plays.
Look, it was a great game.
Yes.
Credit, like you said, to New Zealand, who were severely undermanned, and they fought as hard as they possibly could. But the better team won tonight. Shout out to the Phoenix, 2-0.
Hey,
Sunday it's going down.
Well, it is going down. And
tomorrow it's going down.
4 turnovers in the entire game for the Phoenix. Well done, Phoenix.
Great start to the season for South East Melbourne Phoenix. Perth Wildcats also 2 from 2. Been great to have your company tonight for this one. Check your local guides. NBL22 comes your way. Next level again tomorrow. We'll catch you then.
This program is brought to you by Hungry Jack's and Bunnings Trade.
Grab me a statue from there. Will you do me a favor? That's last week's. Forget it. I think I have one.